Hi guys, you got your Miss Ann here today, and we are talking about our Make It Take It kits that we are doing this week. We are doing scratch off leaves and weaving pumpkins, which is going to be really cool, and I think it's going to be a fun thing for you guys to have at Thanksgiving, either to do on the day if you're looking for some extra stuff to do, or to have beforehand. So, okay, before we start going in on the craft, I wanted to take a second to talk about Thanksgiving this year and how it's different and how we might not be able to do Thanksgiving like we normally do in every other year because of the coronavirus. Things that you might normally do during your Thanksgiving times. At the Ontario Public Library, we have been talking about that, and this is why we picked these particular crafts to do this time. You could make and send to somebody if you're not able to spend your Thanksgiving with them. When we're done, we will have these pumpkins that will be woven together, and maybe you can bring them and drop them off at Grandma and Grandpa's house. If you can't go and see them, maybe you can mail it to them. Yeah, you could take these leaves and mail them to your aunt or uncle. We're going to make them look a little bit cooler than this. For your friends, if you get to see all of your family and you're not able to see your friends, maybe you want to send a little present to say that you're thinking about the people that you love during this holiday time. Also, if you do have people that are coming and you've decided that it's safe, you can use these as presents to give to people at Thanksgiving, or you can put them at people's places, depending on how many people. This right here is your kit. You'll get something that will look like this. So inside your kit, you are going to have a piece of paper things, are the weaving strips that go with the pumpkins. So you'll have 2 sets of those. You will have 2 pumpkins to make. 3 leaves. One of each of these. 3 strips that look like this that are going to go on the leaves. Scratchy kind of plasticky pencil thing. This is going to go to scratch the leaves off. So now we have our materials out all over the place. Let's talk about how we make this stuff. So let's divide up our craft parts. Let's do the pumpkin part first. So let's take all the leaves that you guys have and we'll put them back even inside the bag. Also, the plastic pointy thing that came with it and any of the ribbon parts, let's put those back in the bag for right now, and we'll just concentrate on the pumpkins. Okay, I moved up a little bit so that you guys could see it a little bit easier. And I want you guys to look at your pumpkins that you got. You should have 2 of them. So you can see that there are spaces, right? You can see that it's not a whole connected piece. There's like slits in here for the pumpkin to, like, for you to do something with the pumpkin. And that is where the pieces of paper stuff come in. So you guys will have something that looks like this. What I want you guys to do, you can see at the very top, it's like perforated so that you can tear it off. So I want you guys to do that right now. Tear off the top to release all the different pieces. So it's still connected on one side, but the other side is not connected. So let's do the same. See? Still connected up here. This is free. Okay, so now I want you guys to do the same thing at the top of the other one. And if you rip it a little bit, this one's sort of tricky. You can have a grown-up do it if you want to, or if it gets ripped a little bit, it's okay. We can always snip it if you really want it to look nice and clean on the ends. Just do it gentle-like. So now you should have a bunch of strips that look like this. We're going to take our strip of paper. We're going to go with the slit. And you can decide if you want to do it the opposite way too. But let's go under like this and then over the next one. So let's do it a little bit closer. See how your piece of paper goes over the edge of the pumpkin, and then it goes under the first slit? Now we are going to go over this next part like this. So you see over, under, over. We're going to go under this part See? And we're going to go over the next part and under. So you're going to go kind of like back and forth as the piece of paper goes along the pumpkin. For some older kids, this will not be a big deal. It's kind of a more easy craft. But for younger kids, this one can be sort of hard to do. To go over and under and over and under until you get to the other side. And it looks like that. Kind of cool, right? So we can push that up near to the top, like that. And then we can go with the next guy. And you can do it the same exact way. So you can do, you know, where it goes like this, over, under, over, under, over, under again. Or you can go the other way. I think it makes a cool pattern. So instead of going over the edge part here, we go under it. And see how now it doesn't exactly match up with the one that's on top of it. Let me go a little bit. So you go under, over, and over. See how it goes? Like that? Yeah, I think it looks kind of cooler that way. That's what I would suggest. But if you end up having it look different, you know Miss Ann says all of your art always looks beautiful. So even if you end up going two over like this one, or if you mess up and do the whole middle, or you don't get it exactly right, a good thing about this is that you can go back and redo it if you want to, or you can just leave it like that. If you're going to give it to grandma or grandpa or your aunt or your uncle or your mom or your dad or your brother or sister, they're going to love it because you made it. Okay? So we are going to finish the whole thing. Miss Ann's going to speed us up in a second so you can see the whole thing, what it looks like when it's finished. So here we go. This is kind of done. You can leave it like this if you want to, but you can do a couple other things to make it look sort of neat. Take a pair of scissors and clip the edges around the pumpkin, and you can maybe take a glue dot or some tape to secure the edges so it doesn't come undone, especially if you guys are thinking about mailing it or giving it away as a present. You might want to do that. So you can cut it too, or you can just bend them around the side. Maybe you like how that looks. It's up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to clip a couple. What do you think? I kind of like it. Looks nice. I'll get the tape and tape it later. And I'll have this at, you guys will already know because you already have picked them up. But if you just are watching this and didn't pick them up, I'll have this at the pickup so that you can see what it looks like at the very, very end. So I have another one I'm going to do, but I'm not going to make you watch it. You'll have to be surprised. There's also, if you really want to do one other thing on this, well, there's two other things you could do. If you want to, you can write a note on this, especially if you're giving it to somebody. You can feel free to do that. Or you can even take, because here's a trick. When you were doing it, hopefully you were pushing them up to the top as you do it so that your lines are straight. But you can also probably get in maybe one more line at the very top with the amount of paper that you have left. Yeah, and the bottom. So you should be able to get, you see what I mean? Where you can't go all the way to the edge because there's no space up at the very edge part for this one. But you can make your line a little bit smaller and do it out here at the very top. It's just a little bit trickier, and if you don't want to do it or you're done doing this, that's fine too. But you see how you can like do an extra one probably at the top and at the bottom too. If you want to, you have enough paper, you should have enough that you should be able to do this. You will have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips of these guys when you're doing it. So you should have enough. I think I might do it. You'll have to come and hopefully you saw it and found out. And if not, we'll have them up at the library for the next week so you can check them out before you go have your Thanksgiving. Okay, let's move on and do our scratchy leaves. So the first thing that you're going to do if you're doing these crafts together is that you're going to push all your pumpkin stuff out of the way. Make sure that you're not having too much junk in front of you that you get distracted. And remember we put all this stuff in a bag, our leaves, let's get those out of the bag now. Here is the first leaf that we're going to do. And it's just a nice red leaf. You can see at the top, I'm going to go up really close, there's a hole in it. And you can push that right out. Some of you guys might not have holes because some of them fell out already, but there you go. It looks kind of like a leafy ornament. Are we going to paint on these? Are we going to cut these? We are going to use our plastic scratchy tool to make cool designs on them. I have not done this before, so you guys are going to try it the first time with Miss Ann. Sit down, and I'm going to draw, let's just draw a line down the middle. And this scratchy thing has a pointy end and a more like flat end, kind of almost like a screwdriver. And you can use the pointy end to make smaller scratches and the flatter end to make thicker scratches. So I'm going to actually try to make a thicker line scratch. Ooh, you guys, it looks kind of cool. It looks cooler than I thought. Look at that. You can kind of see it. I'm going to pull, like if I go really close, it kind of gets fuzzy, but you can see it's kind of rainbowy. Okay, for this one now that we did this part, we're going to do the like veins in a leaf, but I'm going to move the camera so you just see Miss Ann's hands, okay? So I'm going to make some vein parts with my thick. Cool! Did you see that? That is very cool. Okay, let's do more on the other side. And actually, let's make this whole line down the middle. Neat. Okay. Okay. Look. See? That looks kind of cool. Okay. I'm going to make some more. Okay. And as we get towards the top of the leaf, I'm going to switch the tool around and use the pointy side to do some thinner ones. And then let's put some veins in. So, like what? Like kind of like branches of the tree. You know how a leaf like gets, like puts water from one side to the other. See? That kind of looks cool. I like it. And you can go through and scratch off some other littler parts if you want to. Make some parts a little bit thicker. That looks pretty cool. Don't you love the rainbow parts of it? Ooh, I hope you guys all picked this up and got to do it. It's kind of fun. So think about what kind of other designs we'd want to do on the next one. Ooh, and if you wanted to give it to somebody else for like the Thanksgiving presents we were talking about, maybe you want to think about maybe writing someone's name, or that you love them or something, because it's all about trying to be together even when we can't be together, right? Also, you can see here, you could also write a note on the back of the leaf, and if you wanted to use it maybe as a place card, you could use that with the pumpkins too. Like, you could put them at people's different places for Thanksgiving if you do have people coming to your house, so it looks like that. So I kind of like it. Looks sort of cool. Let's do one more, and we'll write, should we write Anne on it for Miss Anne? Maybe she'll write it fancy like. An A, N, an E. See? And maybe I'll put like a heart up here. You think? And a star over here. I think you guys should definitely think about what you would want to put and draw on these. And maybe I want to draw some design like this around the outside. Whatever you guys want to do, it's gonna, like, I don't think you can make these look bad. I think they just look cool. Okay. Maybe I want that one to be thicker over on the edge here, or over here, or here at the top. So you guys, there you go. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just going to show you really quick how to put this as an ornament or something. So take one of your strings and put it through, and then you can try to tie the knot like, you know, across and like this, or you can do the knot like Miss Anne does when she ties your name tags, which is she makes sure that they're the same length, goes around her fingers like this around the hole, puts both of them through, and then pulls the knot way up towards the end, like that. So, there you go. Now you have a leaf ornament that you scratched off and made. And I think anyone would think that's cool. Very nice. Okay, you guys, so here is the finished product. You've mostly seen it already, but I thought I would just show you. So here is my finished pumpkin right here, and you can see I finished it all the way from the top and the bottom, and I used up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strips of paper. I think most of you should have 8 on yours, but just in case, I only used 7. And I did the extra one at the top and the bottom, which you can decide if you want to do it or not. I think it came out pretty cool. And you can write on it in back, or you can make it be a placemat, write someone's name on it. Here are my leaves, right here. This one has the string on it that looks like that. And I didn't tie a string on this one because we were short strings, and I made sure that you guys had enough. So, so here are the leaves that came out. I really like them. They were really fun. So I hope that you guys got a chance to do these with me, and even if you didn't and you're just watching the video, still think about maybe writing a letter or sending something or doing a call to a person that you're not going to be able to see this holiday that you normally would. I hope that you guys all have a lovely Thanksgiving sharing time, and that you get to be with the people that you love any way that you can. So have a lovely week, and we will see you again soon. Bye!